The tears of a mother worried for her only child and alone since he was detained by police nearly 8 months ago. Atika Begum says Faisal had gone to the pharmacy to buy him medicine when police detained him under special legislation. The police file says Faisal, who worked in a shop selling water purifiers in Indian-administrated Kashmir, was involved in separatist activities.
If this is not oppression, then what is? What have we done to deserve this? Why does a poor widow like me have to go through such difficult times? Why am I subject to so much tyranny? I've been appealing to authorities for several months to look at this case.
22-year-old Faisal is one of more than 7,000 Kashmiris detained by the Indian government since it revoked the region's autonomy last year. New Delhi has said the detentions are necessary to maintain order and prevent violence. It now says it's looking into releasing some of the prisoners after the Supreme Court asked the government to prevent the spread of coronavirus in prisons. Human rights groups say the detentions without charge or trial violate both Indian and international law. And with many courts now closed, the public health emergency should not be used to bypass accountability.
Many of them have been detained simply under verbal orders, and that is the most shocking part. Actually, there's no written even document. So the chances of being released of those detainees are extremely problematic and extremely critical.
The government has closed all schools in the disputed Kashmir region. They reopened in February, only to be shut again 2 weeks later after the first cases of coronavirus were reported in the territory.
It definitely has a negative impact on the children's studies, although some schools send tutorials to them, but the government didn't do anything for children studying in government schools.
There was also a complete communications blackout with landline, mobile and internet services cut off for months. Slow-speed 2G internet was only restored last month, but 4G is still unavailable. Rights groups are calling for the full restoration of internet services so that people have access to health information and their loved ones during the pandemic.
I am suffering. I want to see him once, but I can't afford to. I don't know what to do. Many who can afford to have met their relatives, but I can't because I'm poor. I'm struggling just to live. How can I even think of going to meet him?
Atika has had one video call with Faisal, whose friends are giving him money to get by. But the lockdown means they can no longer visit her. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.